বন্ধ করো না করে দেবো
Just letting you know your mind, second changes. Seven in some talk situations that would be frustrating as well.
Yeah, the last series is, short class. Really tough. It's just a file or it's 90 and normal. It's just a file.
If you're going again, that might check between a 10 pints of a player and moving soft. That's test entries and bring out up, you can change the face of the plane in a couple of hours. That's the best development at the moment. I haven't got many, but they're calling controlling this pretty well.
I mean, ideally, the Australians would love to get your athlete just as frequently. They don't have the luxury. You can't bring lots of far outs in the package. Quite a good money.
That Coomera under the night sky up their sleeves. Holding a lot of good cards, very common.
Want to raise score?
You hear this?
Oh, right here.
Friends in that like about 21. Super kind.
Let us start. Acha, can you listen to me?
Yes, sir.
And screen, regarding screen, it's okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us start. Acha, some of you send the answer script to Jadavpur University mail. Is it? Some one of you? Huh? Probably someone of you sent to Jadavpur University mail. Okay, I will see. Now, the chapter is on design of belt drive. And you have already told me that in your kinematics class, this chapter is not covered. And so I will, while discussing on design, I will also just tell you a brief about the kinematics aspects of belt and pulley. Okay. Now, belt drive you have seen, I think. In case of belt drive, there are two pulleys. This is one pulley and this is another pulley, and a flat or V type belt runs over the two pulleys and connects the two pulleys. And it is similar to some extent, and we will discuss it, that is the bicycle chain or motorbike chain. We have seen it. So bicycle chain or motorbike chain, the principle is more or less same. So that is chain drive, and we will discuss chain drive here in this chapter. So it is not design of belt drive only, design of belt and chain drive. So design of belt and chain drive.
You look at any short form situation, where it's totally quiet,
Now
like Boomer anonymous.
the types of drives are,
This is
first of all we discuss belt drive, then chain drive, and slides on chain drives are not prepared yet. So if I can prepare, then I will show you through this PPT slide, or I will just show you handwritten note. Now the types of drives are like open belt and cross belt. Open belt means this is one pulley, this is another pulley,
So on paper, it looks very, very in a test match. Man, you're well on top of it, right? Not late out on Thursday.
this is one pulley, this is another pulley, say this is driver pulley, and this is driven pulley. Now a belt is wrapped over these two surfaces, and there is the axis or shaft here, and there is shaft here. So this is driven shaft and this is driver shaft. And in this case it is open, and direction of rotation for both the pulleys are same. Direction of rotation for both the pulleys are same.
Quick enough to the evening session, actually, maybe
Direction or rotation of both the pulleys are same, and if this is driver, then if this is driver and if this is the rotation, direction or rotation, then this is tight side. That means if it tries to drive in this direction, then more tension will be on this side. So this is tight side and this is slack side. It is pushing and it is pulling. So this and this is slack side. Now this is open belt, and here direction of rotation of driver and driven are same. And here it is cross belt. That means belt moves in this way, in this way. This way the belts are, the belt is wrapped. It is a single belt. It is single endless belt, but while purchasing it is not endless, but after purchasing it is joined at the two ends and it is open belt or cross belt, and for a particular shaft distance, that means say this is the axis and this is the axis, and this is the diameter of the one pulley, this is diameter of another pulley. So depending on the diameter of the pulleys and depending on the center to center distance, the length of the required length of the belt can be calculated mathematically, and after cutting that part it is just joined and the belt becomes a endless belt. Okay, and in this case you see, so this is diver, this one is diver. If this one is diver, for cross belt this is tight side and this is slack side, and for cross belt the direction of rotation of the diver and driven are opposite. In case of open belt, direction of rotation for driver and debit are same. Now, this is another type of figure, a 3D figure, and you see that if this is the direction, this one is tight side and this one is slack side, and on the slack side it is just sagging like this, so it is the slack side, and this is under tension, this side is under tension. Now, this is flat blade, and surface of the pulley is also flat. But there is V belt also. That means surface of the pulley, both surfaces of the pulley are grooved in the form of V. That means trapezoidal form, truncated trapezoidal form. So, trapezoidal form. The grooves are trapezoidal form, and the cross section of the belt is trapezoidal, and this is called V belt. Okay, and V grooved pulley will be required for this drive. Now there is another type of drive. That means for this you see, this is the axis of the shaft, this is the axis of the shaft, and axis of the two shafts are parallel. Okay, so the two shafts are parallel in all the cases. That means in open belt and in cross belt, the shafts are parallel. You see, the shafts are parallel. But if you require the drive like this, that means shafts are perpendicular to each other. That means this is the axis and this is the axis. Then it is you see that the shafts are perpendicular to each other. So for shafts are perpendicular to each other, the belt pulley arrangement is like this, and this is called quarter turn belt drive. When the shafts are perpendicular, then it is called quarter turn belt drive. This is also a quarter turn belt drive, but here there is another guide pulley. So belt comes from this, and there is a guide pulley, then it runs over to this pulley. So both these are quarter turn belt. Here there is a guide pulley because the arrangement is such that at any point, if we try to drive it in high speed, then they can run away from the surface of the pulley. The arrangement is such. So to prevent that, a guide pulley is required. It is also a guide pulley, but it is idler pulley in case of parallel shafts. In case of parallel shafts, we can use a pulley like this. So this is called idler pulley. Now this idler pulley means this pulley in fact has no role on the motion. That means there will be a speed ratio, and obviously the speed ratio will be the ratio of the diameters. Am I correct? Speed ratio of the driver and driven will be equal to the ratio of the speed of driver to speed of driven is equal to diameter of driven divided by diameter of driver. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, why this is called quarter turn? The last
Quarter turn means you see the two pulleys, the two shafts are perpendicular to each other. Clear? So there will be a peculiar turn here. Here at this point there will be a peculiar turn, so that from this surface to that surface it can fit over the pulley surfaces. To to make it fitting over the pulley surfaces, there will be a turn here. Okay, there will be a turn here, and that is why it is called quarter turn belt. And this quarter
Sir,
turn belt cannot be
Result
please re-explain this again.
এইটা না ওই ওটা না
you,
আরেকটা
you
লাল
just compare this and this.
ওইটার পেছনে ওটা
This is an open belt drive. Okay, so this is the belt. So belt will run over from this to that. So there is no turn of the belt. It is always perpendicular to the surface of the screen. For this case, it will be always perpendicular to the surface of the screen if the shaft axis is perpendicular to the screen. You accept this point? Okay.
Yes,
But
yes.
Here you see the belt is never perpendicular. No, not never, but in the midway. In the midway, for this case, it is perpendicular to the surface of the screen. For this case, it is parallel to the surface of the screen. So here it is perpendicular to the surface of the screen. Here it is parallel to the surface of the screen. So in between, what will happen? There will be a twist of the belt. Is it? Otherwise, you cannot make it
Yes, sir.
wrapped over. So there will be a twist over. There will be twist in this region. Here in this region, there will be a twist. Okay. Otherwise, you cannot put it there for parallel, for perpendicular shafts. That is why it is called quarter turn belt type. Okay. And this idler pulley, what is the name of the idler pulley? Significance of idler is it has no role on the speed ratio. It has no role on the speed ratio because it will the speed ratio will be the ratio of the diameters. But here idler pulley, if you put a idler pulley here, then angle of contact, if you just keep it away, you just put it away. Okay, then what will be the angle of contact? And what will be the angle of contact here? Since it is here, the angle of contact will be higher here, and angle of contact is very important. Angle of contact of the belt over the pulley. Angle of contact is very important. We will explain it. So angle of contact here is higher, and since angle of contact is higher, then we can get higher torque transmission. Okay, and how torque transmission is higher for higher angle of contact, we will explain it. So this is the idler pulley. Now belt cross sections. The belt cross sections, you see, there is flat belt. There is flat belt. This is flat belt, and the cross section of the belt is flat. Okay, flat belt. Pulley surface is also flat. It is V belt, and the belt surface is such that it can be fitted there. There can be circular belt. The pulley surface is like this, and there is toothed belt. That means you see the surface, the lower surface of the belt is toothed, and corresponding tooth will be there on the pulley surface. Okay, it is like this, toothed belt, and this is flat belt. So cross section of the flat belt. This is the belt, this is the cross section of the flat belt, and this is toothed belt, and this is V belt. And you see, for all the belts, for this and this, there are cords, metallic cords. These metallic cords carry the loads, because for torque transmission it will be under tension. So simple rubber cannot withstand that load. So inside there is cords, mechanical metallic cords, and surrounding this there is protecting cover that is made of rubber. So this is the cross section of the belt. Here it is also. So there is load carrying cords, and surrounding this is the rubber. Okay.
Sir, how these kinds of belt is made? I mean the V belt where the load carrying cords are at mid section.
Manufacturing process.
Yes, sir. I mean,
There is different manufacturing process. Manufacturing process is very standard. Manufacturing processes are there. Okay. Very standard manufacturing processes are there, so that it can be fitted inside, and then rubber is surrounding that cords. So there are standard manufacturing processes. Now, belt drive. What is belt drive? So flat belt, V belt, round belt, and timing belt. That means a tooth belt, and also there is tape. Have you seen the older tape recorder? Have you seen it? Tape recorder, which are not available now. Have you
Yes,
seen
sir.
it?
yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And for the tape recorder, the tape is a very thin,
Film type है, sir.
very thin tape, and that tape connects over to pulley-like things, to
Yes.
cylindrical things. Okay, so that is also similar to a belt drive. Okay, so flat belt, V belt, round belt, timing belt, and a thin tape also are used, and they are widely used for defined dives. And now they are very simple and inexpensive compared to gear dives, because in case of gear, there is manufacturing cost, and manufacturing cost is higher compared to the pulley. Compared to pulley, the manufacturing cost is higher for gear. Now, belt is flexible element, obviously, and that is why the dive is called flexible dive. But in case of kinematics, one point is should be clear to you, that in case of kinematics, ideally what is assumed, that they are inextensible and they should be made of rigid material. That means when kinematics analysis is done, say two gears are in contact, and kinematic analysis is done considering that they are made of rigid materials. That means when gear transmits torque, so it should carry some load on the teeth, and teeth's surfaces are not deformed due to the force applied. This is assumed in case of kinematic analysis, but actually this cannot be. The cam or gear, whatever you have studied, they are deformed. The surfaces are deformed. Okay. For the case of 4-bar linkage, you have studied 4-bar linkage, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have
Sir,
studied.
একদম ঢুকতে চাইছেন, একটু এন্ট্রি দিয়ে দেবেন কাইন্ডলি।
কোনো শব্দ তো পাইনি বাবা ঢোকার। কোথায়?
স্যার সৌম্যজিৎ বলছে স্যার ঢুকতে চাইছে।
কোথায় দেখো, আমি তো দেখছি না। আমি
ঢুকে গেছে, অনেকক্ষণে ঢুকে গেছে।
আমি তো শব্দ পাবো।
না না স্যার, আমি আছি। কিছুক্ষণ আগে এন্ট্রি দিলেন আমাকে।
তুমি তো
Okay, sir, please continue.
তুমি এন্ট্রি চাওয়ার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তোমার এন্ট্রি দিয়েছি তো আমি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ স্যার।
আচ্ছা দেখো, so my point is, for kinematic analysis you consider a 4-bar linkage. So for 4-bar linkage there are pins. The two links are connected by a pin joint, is it? And when the loads, when the driver arm drives the driven arm and there is a connecting rod in between. So the pins are subjected to load and pins are deformed. So actually they are deformed, but for the sake of kinematic analysis, it is assumed that they are made of rigid bodies and there is no deformation. So my question is, if the belt is a flexible element and belt is obviously a flexible element, how it can be considered inextensible while doing the kinematic analysis? This is my point. And I will give you the answer. The answer is the belt is considered inextensible and actually the power is transmitted due to the tight side, and tight side is under tension, and belt is made of not rubber only, they are inserted with or impregnated with mechanical metallic cords, and under the tension they are inextensible. Okay, under the tension there is no deformation, so it is inextensible, and since due to the tension side or tight side the torque is transmitted, so it can be said that it is a rigid body. Am I clear to you?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, belt drive requires an endless belt, two pulleys, a driver and driven. Obviously, mostly they are used to transmit power between two parallel shafts by means of friction. Sometimes they are used for perpendicular shafts, I have shown you, and the belt must be set with some initial tension to avoid slipping over the pulleys for effect. That means while fitting, you cannot keep it loosely wrapping over the pulley surface. There must be some initial forces, initial tension to avoid slipping. This is the point. Now, depending on the cross section and shape of belts, they are classified as flat, V, round or tooth belts. Okay, depending on the cross section, they are classified in this manner. Now, belt drives offer maximum versatility. সারাক্ষণ যদি এভাবে আসতে থাকে তাহলে কি হবে? Belt drives offer maximum versatility as power transmission elements. The designer has considerable flexibility in choosing the location of pulleys. That means you can choose it anywhere, and you have also seen from one hill to in Darjeeling also, in Darjeeling hills also, you can see that the people can be transported from one hill to another hill. We have seen it for tourism purposes. They are using it. Okay, that means my point is it can be located anywhere according to the requirement. That means the driver pulleys and driven pulleys, they can be located anywhere according to the requirement, and this cannot be done. This cannot be done by a gear drive. That means you cannot make the size of the gear so high. So they are used for power transmission over comparatively long distances. The design tolerances for these drives are not as critical compared with gear drives. So design is very robust type. My point is it is very robust type. Okay, tolerances are not very important here. Now, what is the advantages of belt drive? They reduce vibration and shock transmission. Why they reduce vibration and shock transmission? Because the belt is made of rubber. Okay, so it can absorb vibration and shock. So that is why they reduce vibration and shock transmission. Since the belts are elastic and usually quite long, this aspect is very important for the life of machine, because if you can reduce the vibration, then it will be obviously very much desirable thing. The belt drives are relatively quiet and smooth. Okay. The movement of belt depends on friction traction on the pulleys, and hence there will be some slippage. So there is friction. So since there is friction, there must be slippage, and this slippage reduces, obviously this slippage reduces the speed transmission ratio. Okay, but this is desirable at the same time when there is overload. If the belt itself slips, then the problem due to overload can be avoided. Problem due to overload can be avoided, and this can be done by the slipping, and belt itself on its own can slip to avoid the problem of overload. Is it clear, my point?
Sir, could you please explain again that in case of overload, why the slip in the belt helps it?
In case of overload, that means it is driven by friction. Okay, it is driven by friction between the pulley surface and belt surface. Clear? If the load is if it is overloaded, that means if you try to transmit in more higher speed, okay, or if you try to transmit or if you try to carry more load, then the frictional force in between, that frictional force cannot drive the driven pulley. That means the linear speed, there will be a linear speed. You just imagine the two pulleys are running. Okay, so linear speed of the pulley surfaces of the two pulley surfaces will be equal, is it? The linear speed, that means pi dn. Pi dn is the linear speed. Pi d and n is the RPM. So pi dn is the linear speed. Okay, so linear speed for both the pulleys will be same if there is no slip. Is it clear? Can you get my point?
Yes. Yes.
Can you get my point? So how this is ensured that pi d1 n1 and pi d2 n2 are equal? How it is ensured? It is ensured by the frictional force. Okay. Then if there is overload, this frictional force may not be sufficient. The frictional force in between may not be sufficient to drive. Okay, so there will be slip, and there will be slip means pi d1 n1 will not be equal to pi d2 n2. Okay, pi d2 n2, that is if n2 is the driven speed, that will be lower. Clear? So that is the situation of slip. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Now disadvantages. Now what is creep? Have you any knowledge of creep? You have the knowledge of creep. Okay. Creep is due to its self weight, it deforms. That means if you keep some rails, some beams supported on the ground, then due to its own weight it can be deformed, it can be bent. That is the creep. If it is kept there for long, and if it is subjected to the change of weather for years, then it deforms. That is the creep. Okay, so belt is subjected to creep. That means there is deformation of the belt, and that means it extended. and due to this deformation, the belt drive cannot work properly after a duration of time. Then it should be changed. So sleep and creep are inherent. Sleep is inherent, I have already mentioned. Creep is also inherent. That means they may be deformed, they may be extended. Then this should be changed. Okay. So sleep and creep are inherent in flat and V belts, and so the angular velocity ratio between the diver and diven is neither constant nor equal to the ratio of the pulley diameters. Okay. Due to sleep, I have already mentioned that it cannot happen, and after a duration of time there is creep, and due to this creep, it again lowers the speed of the driven side. Okay, so that the linear speed on the both surfaces will not be equal. Another disadvantage is it requires much space compared to your gear dive. Compared to gear dive, it requires much space, and it imposes heavy loads on shafts and bearings. Okay, these are the disadvantages for belt dive. Due to aging or creep of belts, aging, the term is aging. Due to aging or creep of belts, in some cases, an idler or tension pulley must be used. I have shown you the idler pulley. You just remember the figure of the idler pulley. So when the belt is, when the deformation of the belt occurs due to creep, then you shift the position of the idler pulley. That means this is the idler pulley. Now, if this is slackened, you shift the position of the idler pulley so that it can be under tension. This is the thing. That means after a period of time, you can position you can change the position of the idler pulley so that they can be kept under required tension. Is it clear? My point is clear? So an idler or tension pulley must be used to avoid the adjustments in center distance between the driver and driven pulley. That means either you use a idler pulley or you adjust the position of the driver and driven pulley. That means belt is slackened. It should be it should run over the pulley surface in a tight position. So you have to change the position of the two shafts, driver and driven shaft. Either you change the position, and that is not very easy, or you change the position of the idler shaft, because idler pulley, that is, in that case this is one pulley, and this change is very easy. Now periodic inspection of belt slackness is required. This slackness is required. Belts do not have an indefinite life. While have you used bicycle, any one of you?
Yes, sir.
So bicycle, after some time, you will see that chains just run away from the gear. Have you seen it, spoke? Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in that
Yes, sir,
case,
the chain become loose. Yes, sir. The
that
chain
is
become
loose. That loose. That means in that case, what you do? You go to the repair shop and you have to cut the chain.
Cut the chain. Yes, sir.
That is, it is extended. So there is slackening, and to prevent that, you have to cut the chain. Okay, this is the slackness. So if for chain there is slackness, you think how it will, what will happen to the belt. So periodic inspection of belt slackness is required. Belts do not have an indefinite life. While in use, it is essential to have regular inspection to guard against wear, aging, and loss of elasticity due to creep, so that they can be replaced at the first sight of deterioration. That means it will be hardened. It will be hardened also due to the motion. The flexibility is lost. Okay. Due to creep, elasticity is also lost. Okay, so for that, there should be regular inspection, and whenever such thing happens, then you have to change the build. Okay, this is my point.
Sir, during inspection, how these factors are checked? I mean, wear, aging, and loss of elasticity.
That means it is habitual eye. Habitual eye.
Okay.
Only by eye inspection, that is the habitual. That means an able or able or able driver or able user, he can check it. He can find the problem. Okay, that means whether there is creep or whether there is slackness, he can find the problem by eye inspection. Okay.
Okay, sir. By
Now,
experience.
that is my experience. That is the term. I was not. I cannot use that term. So V-web experience is the appropriate term. V-well drive. So this is V-well drive. V group pulley. Now, what is the advantage of V pulley? Due to wedge action, there is wedge action. Obviously, that means a V belt is there. So there will be wedge action. It will try to go inside. So there is a wedge action, and due to wedge action, there is a factor like effective coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction is material property, but due to the wedge action, there is effective coefficient of friction, and which is higher than the normal friction. Okay, normal friction coefficient, and they are used for short center to center distance, minimizing space requirement. High speed reduction, that means reduction even up to 7:1. This is a very high reduction. That means 210 RPM to 1 RPM. Okay, 210 RPM to 1 RPM, it can be done. 7:1. Sorry, 210 RPM to 30 RPM. Smooth and quiet operation than flat belt. So here operation is smooth. Positive drive, since virtually there is no slip. In this case, slip, you can prevent the slip because there is effective coefficient of friction, and which is higher than the normal frictional coefficient, and so the slip is virtually abolished. Now the disadvantage is more bending stresses in belt due to higher cross-sectional height. That means cross-sectional height is higher, so more bending stresses compared to pulley diameter, that affects durability. Lower efficiency compared to flat belt drive. Manufacturing of V groove is costlier. So these are the advantages for V belt drive. Now the geometrical relations. So we have to find out these angles. That means this is larger pulley. This is the angle of contact. This is the angle of contact for open belt. This is the lower diameter pulley, smaller pulley, and this is the angle of contact. So this is alpha S and this is alpha L. L for large, S for short. Okay, and there is center distance C, and this is DS and this is DL. And for cross belt, you will see here the angle of lap is, if this angle is beta, it will be 180 degree minus 2 beta. Here angle of wrap is 180 degree plus 2 beta. Am I clear? Here angle of wrap is 180 degree plus 2 beta. And in this case, you will see the angle of wrap is same for both. That is 180 degree plus beta. Am I clear? Now the contact angles. This contact angle alpha s. So this will be equal to 180 degree minus twice sine inverse dl minus ds by 2c. Do you accept this? You look at this figure and whether this is true or not. You see 180 degree minus 2 beta. So beta is this. Clear? Is it clear? Huh? Anyone is in the class?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Is it
Beta
clear?
is the calculation is not understood.
দেখো ভালো করে পড়ো বুঝতে পারবে দেখো
T1, T3.
this distance is dl minus ds by 2. Huh?
Yes, dl minus ds by 2.
Okay,
by c.
by c. Okay,
Acha, okay.
so alpha is 180 degree minus twice sine inverse dl minus ds by 2c, and alpha l is equal to 180 degree plus twice sine inverse of this. Clear? And for cross belt, both will be this. Clear? For cross belt, both will be this. Okay. Then length will be equal to this. This deduction is not shown here. You can consult any very simple deduction for finding out the length of the belt. Very simple deduction, and you will see it. This is not shown here. Now this L is equal to, L means total length of the belt required for wrapping over two pulleys placed at a distance C. Okay, diameter dl and ds. Then L is equal to 2c plus this for open drive, and for cross it is equal to this. For cross is higher than for open. Clear? This deduction is not shown here, but it is simple deduction and you will see it from any book. So its length should be first calculated, and length depends on C, dl and ds. So length should be first calculated, then you have to make some extra length for joining. Okay, for joining you have to make some extra length, then join it, and it will be equal to for open belt L, the expression for L is this, and for cross belt expression for L is this. Is it clear? This deduction is not shown, and you will see the deduction.
Okay, sir.
Now analysis of flat belt tension. Now this is flat belt. Consider a small element of a flat belt resting over a pulley. So this is the belt, the element. On this side it is P plus dP, that is the tension side, and it is P. Okay, now this is this angle is d phi, this angle is d phi, this is the angle of contact alpha when it is perpendicular. This angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. So this is alpha, this is d phi, and this angle will be d phi by 2, d phi by 2. So small element of a belt, and the forces are like this. Dn is normal force, this is mu dn, P1 and P2 are belt tension on tight and loose side. Alpha is angle of wrap of belt over the pulley in radians. M is linear density of belt, that is kg by m. Linear density of belt, and V is velocity, that is the linear velocity. Now, if these are the thing, then it will be subjected to centrifugal force, and the centrifugal force is V square by R multiplied by M. So M is linear density of belt divided by kg per meter. So M into length r d phi. So M r d phi equal to total mass multiplied by V square by R. V is the velocity, linear velocity. So this is M V square d phi. Okay. So this is the centrifugal force. Now, equating the forces on the belt in the tangential and radial direction. So you just look at P plus dP cos d phi by 2 minus P cos d phi by 2 into equal to mu dn in this direction, in x direction, so mu dn, and in y direction P plus dP sin d phi by 2 plus P sin d phi by 2 plus dn plus the centrifugal force. Okay. Now for small values of d phi by 2, cos d phi by 2 1, sin d phi by 2 equal to d phi by 2. So substituting this in equation 1, we will get dp equal to mu dn. Now belt will slide on the pulley, that is there will be slip when dp is greater than mu dn. When dp is greater than mu dn. Now substituting equation 3 in equation 2. Equation 3 in equation 2 and omitting the higher order differential, then the equation will be this: dp divided by p minus mv square mu d phi. Now integrate the above from p2 to p1. Okay, P2 is a slack side tension, it is tight side tension. So the integration is this. This is equal to mu d phi. Okay, 0 to alpha. 0 to alpha d phi. So from this we will get this relation. That means P1 minus mv square divided by P2 minus mv square equal to e to the power mu alpha. That means by considering the centrifugal force, and if you don't consider the centrifugal force, then the equation will be P1 by P2 equal to e to the power mu alpha. So whatever the case, the load for transmission of torque is equal to P1 minus P2. So if alpha is higher, then P1 minus P2 will be higher. So that is why higher alpha, that is higher angle of wrap, is more desirable. Is it clear, this slide?
Yes, sir.
Any question? No question about this? Okay. So we will stop here. V belt tension will be discussed in the next class. Now I will tell you one thing, and that as a teacher I have to take up the issue with you. Probably you have seen some news in the newspaper regarding Jadavpur University yesterday. Have you seen it? Regarding the question, regarding the examination system and various other things. And I like to point out one thing, that is, I am teacher here for last 38 years in Jadavpur University, and I have never listened such a voice over phone the student which I don't know. I have never seen that student. And he belongs to your batch in chemical engineering now. And there is a class of CAD for chemical engineering every year, second year, first semester. So in the second year, first semester, I have seen that there are 5 lateral entry students and 4 students regularly came. They joined late, obviously, but 4 students came. And I don't know that 5th student because he never entered into the class. So the session is over, the evaluation is done, and there was also some test, there was class assignment, there was one test, and with all these things, evaluation was done. And all the students passed, including the 4 lateral entry students. They got good marks also. And one student, he never came, one lateral entry student. I don't know whether he is lateral entry or not, but looking at the structure of the roll number, lateral entry students have a different structure of roll number. It starts with 9. It starts with 3 probably. It starts with 3. So he, I assume that he is a lateral entry student. So after the class is over, after the evaluation is done almost, he, after the session is over, he came. And along with other boys, he also submitted something. And when checking, I have seen that he never entered into the class. His attendance is 0. And the sessional class is such but normally we don't do it. But regarding sessional, if any student don't come at all, and after the session is over, then he submits along with other boys, then he submits his assignment, then this question should be raised: where did he get that assignment? The teacher gives the assignment. Where did he get that assignment? So whatever it may be, I just put absent. Nothing could be done by me because throughout the session he was absent. And I am telling you that at the end of the session, I was listening that he went to other teacher. He didn't come to me. He went to other teacher. And since all the names of the teachers, you know, I am not mentioning. He belongs to a heat power section in our department. So that boy went to him and tried to submit his AutoCAD drawing to him. And he was astonished how he comes to him. And that boy tells that you are my teacher. And he refuses. How he can be teacher? He never takes that class. And ultimately, because he doesn't know me, so after a few days he came to me and tried to submit that. And I obviously told him that you are not eligible. And the marks was given in the sessional mark sheet, and it was uploaded in the JUMS, and it was already, and it was kept in the file that you see in the office room. There is file for other department, there is file for mechanical engineering department students. And after 1 year, he called me over phone. Before that, he went to head of the department and told that he should get marks, he should be passed. And then he called me just 2 days before, and it was a threatening language, a very harsh tone. And when I told him that it cannot be done because he never attended that class, then he just threatened me by telling that steps will be taken against you. This language I never listened in my 38 years of teaching in Jadavpur University. So my point is, this is going on. And you see, the image of the university is already tarnished. Image of the university is already tarnished. And students going to private institutions, but students don't come here. This is the position now of the university. So I am just telling you, I have just told you because you are responsible students, you belong to third year. So it also depends, the image of the university also depends on your role. Okay. So this is all.
Okay, sir.
And this link will be given to another class. You all leave one by one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.